Look, I'm sure you already know by now, but I have a lot more free time on my hands, which allows me to dig deeper into some videos that I really didn't have time to make, and today is one of them. So I hope you stay along for the ride, because I don't know where this is going. Today we're going to be talking about the 1997 movie Air Bud, and the big reason why is that I was talking with a bunch of friends. We were playing basketball like a couple weeks back, and I think someone said the phrase, "There's no rule saying that a blank can't play basketball," and everyone knows that the reference is there's no rule saying a dog can't play basketball. Now, I laughed at the reference because I got it, but then it slowly started to hit me that I did not remember any other part of the movie, and then it set in that I've never seen Air Bud. So today I want to go through this movie. This is my first reaction of the movie, talk about it, give my thoughts and findings. Maybe this is a new series where I watch new sports movies for the first time. Who knows? I also think that it's pretty cool that the entire Air Bud movie is just on YouTube, released by Air Bud TV. Would you look at that? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you know me, welcome back. Thank you guys to everyone who has liked, commented, subscribed to the channel. We have seen incredible growth recently, and the goal is 100,000 subscribers at the end of the year. I think personally that we can reach it. And for those of you that want to support the channel further, you can go to my Patreon. There's around 250 of you there already, which is just mind-blowing to me. I appreciate you guys so much for helping out the channel, helping pay for editors, helping to be more consistent on the channel. I appreciate you guys. It's always optional, but I always appreciate it regardless if you do or don't. All right, let's get to the rest of the video. Also, I just want to say that I'm going to be spoiling the movie Air Bud. I didn't know if I made that clear or not, but yeah, this will be a spoiler-filled review of the movie. All right, now we continue. So Buddy is a dog that's part of a clown act, and the clown keeps like threatening a dog to behave because the clown is bad at his job, like really bad at his job. This all but confirms that I have not seen this movie because I have no recollection of this part. Here he is absolutely bombing at a birthday party. Now the thing here is that Buddy is really good at his job. So maybe he's a little bit too good at his job where the clown ruins the party and then he takes it out on the dog because the clown's a loser and he's like, "I'm gonna send you to the pound." But before the clown can send him to the pound, the dog cart falls out of the car and lands into the middle of the road. And the clown somehow does not notice this throughout the entire thing. Okay, that's totally fine. But before the clown can send him to the pound, the dog cart falls out of the car and into the middle of the road. And the clown keeps on going because, again, this is a loser we're dealing with. All right, a truck almost runs the cart over. Okay, but another car does hit the cart, freeing Buddy. So Buddy is free, and I thought that this was a time in the movie where the family that hit his cart would take him in, and that's not it, actually. The mom in the car sees the box and of course checks on our family, but somehow didn't realize that she just hit a dog in a cart. So there's that. My thing is that the kid sees the dog. He sees the dog in a clown costume, by the way. Sees the dog and does not tell his mom. So I was a little bit thrown off by this. Okay, it may just be me personally, but I feel like I would have told my parents about this because you don't just see this every day. You don't. You don't. Anyway, Buddy has nothing better to do and follows them home like a Chef Boyardee can. Now, the family's moving to a new place, and yeah, kids never want to move away. It's always a sad thing. You leave your friends, you leave your way of life. I get it. Also, 6 or 7 minutes into the movie, it's revealed that the main character's dad died in a pilot crash, which all but confirms that I have not seen this movie because I would not have forgotten that. Since I had never seen the movie before and I really hadn't asked any of my friends about their opinions, I kind of went in with a blank slate, and I did not know that this movie was gonna get this sad, and this is where I kind of just like sat and locked in and was like, okay, I don't know what's happening next, but I have to be prepared for anything. We get the exposition that he's starting 3 months into the school year and he'll have a hard time making friends, and he's lost his love for basketball, the thing that he and his dad bonded over. Totally understandable. Now, the thing that piqued my curiosity and my main question for this movie was, how good is the kid at basketball? We know the dog is good at basketball. How good is the kid? And we figure out that his name is Josh. Since he's lost his love for basketball, he tries other things like trombone, but that doesn't go that well. So, yeah. As luck would have it, he finds an abandoned church with an abandoned basketball court. Huh. Now, he has a quick little shoot around, and from the shoot around, it doesn't look like he's any good because he doesn't make a shot, I don't think, this entire scene. But it's okay because he meets the dog and recognizes that it might be the dog from earlier. Ooh. I just want to say that at this point in the movie, the kid is doing a great job of playing a kid that's absolutely going through it. 14 minutes in, Josh musters up the courage to go to basketball tryouts. And now we meet one of the more confusing characters in this movie, Larry. When Josh walks in, Larry and some other kid make fun of his basketball, saying that he looks like he stole the ball from the Harlem Globetrotters. And my question is, were the Harlem Globetrotters not seen as cool at this time? Because I was 2 years old when this movie was made, and then as a kid, I went and saw the Harlem Globetrotters, and I had a great time. Was there ever a period in time where the Harlem Globetrotters were not seen as cool? And also, Larry really has no reason to be mean to Josh. All he knows about Josh is that he's new in town and sucks at trombone. He's never seen Josh actually play basketball, right? Now, this coach walks in, you could tell that he has a really intense attitude and might not be the best guy around. Now, I thought that this would be the time where Josh tries out for the team, and it turns out that Josh doesn't try out for the team. He just sits there all tryouts. My expectations have been subverted once more. I thought that he made the team. Again, I've only seen like maybe the last 2 minutes of this film. Now, this basketball coach sees Josh about to leave because Josh didn't actually try out and asks him to be the manager. And Josh doesn't really answer yes or no, and the coach is just like, see you at practice anyway. And I'm like, what a jerk, bro. What are we doing here? We are 15 minutes into the movie and this kid hasn't made a shot yet. Is he good at basketball or not? So Josh goes back to hoop at the church. Still hasn't hit a shot yet, by the way. He then gets some pudding, trying to lure out the dog. I've never had a pet before. I didn't know dogs liked pudding, so I learned something new. So eventually he hits a layup, so I know what kind of player that we're dealing with, but that's not the point of the scene anyway. The dog is back. Now, the kid tries to befriend the dog, but it doesn't work, and the kid doesn't know that it's not his fault. It's because that clown is a colossal jerk. So that made me kind of sad a little bit. Now, after some time being a little bit sad that the dog didn't accept him at the time, he comes back and cleans the court, which is good because that was on my mind. Anyone that's hooped outdoors knows how slippery leaves can get, so I was worried about their health and well-being. So I'm glad that they cleaned the court and got that taken care of. Now, the pudding trick works, and then Josh immediately picks up a basketball and is like, I bet this dog could hoop a little bit. I don't know where this came from, but he just senses that Air Bud loves basketball, which I think is pretty cool. But I mean, we have to move the plot somewhere, so I'm not really that mad at this because honestly, if it was up to me, if I saw a dog on the basketball court, I would be like, maybe he can hoop a little bit. Who's to say? So now we get a really cool montage of him playing ball with Bud. And also what I got from this montage is that I feel like Josh could have made the team anyway. Like, he could have made the team. Like, he's already probably better than at least half the players that tried out easily. But it's good to see him having a little bit of fun. He's been going through it for the first 16 minutes of this movie. So that's good. My favorite part of the movie is Josh's curiosity, where he's just like, maybe this dog likes pudding. Maybe this dog can get buckets. All right, now that he's befriended Buddy, he then tries to sneak the dog into the house and gives him a bath. I can't even begin to think what my parents would have done if they had just come home from work to find out that I had found a dog, fed him SpaghettiOs with the good dishes. Oof. Ooh, buddy. And also end up using the toothbrush that I used to brush my teeth. Oh man, you're going to the shadow realm, Yugi. I also want to say, as a part of the movie 10 minutes later, where the mom, of course, tries the toothbrush that was just used for the dog's teeth. Buddy, this is never brought up after this part of the movie. Doesn't even get punished, doesn't get grounded. I'm floored. I have no idea. Now, of course, he tries to hide the dog from his mom, and of course, Buddy causes destruction all over because he's a menace both on and off the court, it turns out. So the mom makes him give up the dog, or at least try, which, fair. Now we go to practice and we see that the kids are jerks, coach is a jerk, and the engineer of school doesn't like that. Now, a popular trope in these kinds of movies is that, like, the engineer or the janitor of the school is usually the coolest dude in the movie. And this movie is also one of those movies. We're gonna skip ahead to a little bit where he eventually meets the engineer. And after snooping around his office, he comes to find out the engineer used to play for the New York Knicks. Yo, what the? Yo, why ain't he the coach? What's going on, bro? So the kid immediately goes home and realizes that he has his basketball card. Looked him up. Arthur Chaney, bro. He has the bat. This kid knows ball, bro. What? Now, of course, Josh does the next rational thing to do. He asks him to sign the card. Now, he asks him to sign the card and he goes, actually, no, that guy died a long time ago. It's not me. And I believed him. Come to find out, this man was lying, bro. Look at the moves. Bro, just sign the card, bro. Okay. Fast forward to Christmas, and we see that the mom decided that, you know what's for Christmas? The dog is the present. And you know what? Let's go. The kid deserved the dog. He deserves to keep the dog. He took good care of him. He cares about him really well. I really was happy about this moment because the mom was not on board, but she saw how much Josh really needed this dog. Doesn't even know the dog can hoop, by the way. But yeah. Back in school, we see that the team suddenly has 2 slots open suddenly, and Josh gets an invite. Now, the kids that are already on the team go, don't even bother and don't waste your time. And I just want to remind everyone that they've never seen Josh play. They have never seen him play. They've never seen him hoop in this movie. The only time we've seen Josh play basketball is at this court where nobody else is. These kids have no reason to be this mean to this kid. He didn't even play at tryouts. Maybe I missed something, but I just do not get where this is coming from. Josh decides to try out, but not before we realize that Buddy can shoot, bro. Buddy might be the best hooper on the team. Josh hears the swish, so he doesn't like see it at first, but you know. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen Buddy make more shots in this montage than Josh and everybody except for Arthur Chaney, the New York Knicks dude. Buddy is absolutely hooping. He cannot miss. He's on fire. NBA Jam. You know it. So the private tryout, Josh shows up and says, I'm here to try out. Now, this next part kind of confuses me a little bit. The coach goes, that wasn't supposed to be in your locker. Bro says that, by the way, in front of all the other kids. Talk about just like, that's not nice. That's just not nice. Even though we know that Arthur probably put the invite in the kid's locker, it's still mean. Just let the kid try out. He went to the first tryout and didn't. You've never seen him hoop. And then through one clip, we see it's obvious that he's not only the best player on the court, he might be the best player on the team, which makes this all the more funnier. Like, you didn't have to be that mean, my guy. Why did you do that? Wait, what? So Josh is on the team. He makes a friend. Well, except for Larry. Larry's still not on board. Still don't know why. Honestly, since he's at the game, Buddy doesn't know where Josh is, so instinctively goes down to the school You know where this is going. Halfway through the movie, we finally get the answer to why Larry is the way he is, and the fact is that his dad, absolute jerk, bro. Absolute jerk, man. This is bad. I totally get it. Anyone that's played organized basketball, travel, or whatnot, and been on a team, you've played with a kid that had this kind of parent, and this guy is not fun to be around for anybody. Not for the kid, not for his teammates, not for the opponent. Like, it's just not fun for anyone. Like, a parent that's like just being outwardly negative, so outwardly negative to the point where it's like you're ruining the morale, buddy. You don't know it, but you are. You are, man. Every time this guy talks in the movie, I was like, ooh, shut up. Buddy sees his boy Josh dribbling the ball, doesn't realize that it's this is a serious basketball game, and just crashes the party. And you know what? It's fun. I like this. I like some hijinks. I like when hilarity ensues, because that happens multiple times in this movie. But through all of this, there was one part of the movie that this is like, I'm like, this is cinema. Like the Scorsese meme, absolute cinema. Josh gets the ball, calls to Buddy, and Buddy makes a layup. And the entire crowd goes silent. And this is where I was like, yo, that's a cool... They started cheering, and I'm like, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool part of the movie. So then this mom is like, yo, does Buddy want to be the mascot in the halftime show? And they're like, yeah. But Buddy runs off back to the gym. Buddy figures out that the basketball coach was out here throwing basketballs at one of Josh's teammates, which is not okay. And we had traces that this coach was a colossal jerk, but not to this extent. So yeah, he gets fired, obviously. Yeah. So Josh goes and sees this lady who is like a staffer at the school, and he then asks who the next basketball coach will be, and she was like, it's gonna be Larry's dad until further notice. And Josh is like, ugh, I think I got a suggestion for that. I don't want to do this. So Josh makes one of the best GM moves possible and suggests Arthur, which is interesting because it's like, I wonder how many people knew that he used to play for the Knicks. I wonder how many people. Like, I knew Josh was the manager of the team, but he's the GM too, apparently. Anyway, this guy walks in and speaks nothing but bars for basically the rest of the movie.
A ball is nothing but rubber and air, Larry. Basketball is what you do with it.
Anyway, coach turns him into basically the 2014 San Antonio Spurs, and then Buddy becomes the halftime show. Now, at first, Buddy doesn't want to do the halftime show because, honestly, this is beneath him. And I understand that he also maybe might have some memories of him and the clown and that not going well. Yeah. Anyway, Josh talks him into it because, you know, he's a nice kid. Now we get to the part of the movie where we see that Larry is an absolute ball hog. But worse than that, I think, is the fact that Larry is also a bad basketball player. So coach obviously pulls him, and the dad is mad, and coach is like, all right, anyway. And instead of learning from this moment maybe and turning it around, my expectations were again subverted, where Larry's dad just pulls his son out of the game. They just leave. But that somehow isn't the weirdest part about this movie. You see, I'm a fan of realistic sports action. Now, Tommy blows by his defender and is wide open. I cannot stress this enough, how much this pissed me off. This made me so upset. Brother, shoot the rock. No, I know, yeah, they're down too. They're down too, but you're playing at home, buddy. I paused the movie and took a lap around the apartment because I got so upset at this. Tommy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I know that the new coach is preaching about like making the extra pass, but oh my goodness, it's a layup. This is such poor help defense. That could be Wembanyama, and it like actually I scratched that. Wembanyama is sending that to another state, but. Look at the help defense here, man. There's no one even close. There's no one even close, man. The ball goes to Josh for the last shot, and you know what? He lets it fly, but my brother is so... He smokes this. He's so wide left, and that made me not upset at Josh. It made me more upset for blowing the layup. Like, why would you like? And you see in practice he can hit these shots, but that's still not the point. That's still not the point. This is never talked about. This is never talked about. Where, like, I know some basketball coaches that I played for that would be absolutely upset that they didn't try to tie it up, but it is what it is. Now, this is the cool part of the movie where Josh says he still doesn't feel accepted and he wishes that he made the shot. And the coach was like, "Hey, bro, I used to be selfish in the league, and it got me nowhere. It got you to the league, but we're not going to talk about that part." Anyway, meanwhile, Air Bud makes the papers, and I knew in my true movie intuition, this can't be good in the long run. And I was proven right, because they make it to local TV. And guess who sees it? Guess who sees it? You wouldn't guess who sees it. This guy. Oh, sorry. This is the clown from the first scene. And then all of a sudden, wants his dog back. So then he goes, "Yeah, this is my dog." And, you know, another tug at the heartstrings, man. Because this clown, not a good dude. Not a share of sympathy, empathy. Just an absolute, does not deserve this dog, bro. Because he's not a good clown. Again, I just want to stress that this guy is not a good clown. This guy is getting carried, bro. It's like an NBA Jam where one character is Michael Jordan and the other character, it doesn't matter because they're just standing still. Now, obviously, Josh cries for a little bit, but are we going out sad? No, I think it's time to steal a dog back. Huh? Before he does that, I just want to say that Chaney signs the card, and I think that this is what inspires him to go get the dog back. So yeah. So he comes back, and this guy's taking calls from like talk shows and whatever because he's trying to ride on the coattails of this here Buddy, and I'm pissed. So Josh then rescues Buddy, even though, and like the clown, you know, hilarity ensues. This clown, deservedly so, because he's not nice to the dog. Deservedly, you know, gets the water, all that. And then we get a car chase scene, which is interesting because like this guy has a car and is still somehow not able to catch up to a kid and Buddy running. What a loser, bro. Like, Jesus. Car falls apart, by the way. Also, the clown does some property damage, and I don't think that this gets mentioned during the rest of the movie, which is kind of confusing because he has a literal clown car. I feel like that's probably one of the more recognizable cars in the city, even though it's falling apart. But there's only so many people that could have been. This doesn't get talked about, and I'm gonna tell you why this is interesting later. So anyway, the kid escapes by boat. Some nice guy took him across the river, and I originally thought that they were going home, back to the church, back to the field or whatever. But this is where the kid realizes that he can't take him home because the clown is just gonna come back. So his decision is to set Buddy free. And again, I told you, I was not expecting this movie to tug at the heartstrings so much. I thought this was just a happy-go-lucky, fun basketball movie. But, brother. And of course, we got to get to the part where the kid, like, has to be mean to the dog to, like, get him to go away, but he doesn't really want to be mean. But, like, it's truly heartbreaking stuff watching this. Again, I was just like, man, I had no idea that all of this was in the movie. And I gotta say that Josh is doing a great job here, honestly. Oh yeah, also he throws the basketball away because that's the only thing that Buddy will chase, and I was just like, man, this is brutal basketball, bro. Goodness. We flash forward to the state title game, and the coach tries to rally the troops, and obviously our boy Josh not locked in here. You know who is though? Larry. That's right, he's back. Larry was somehow able to transfer schools, and not only that, his dad was somehow able to become a coach mid-season. I don't know about y'all, but that kind of sounds wild to me. How did you become the assistant coach? Again, we don't have any evidence that this kid is good, but the movie will help you with that. Well, the movie helps out with the skill level part again, because all of a sudden this guy turns into prime Larry Bird. Y'all seeing this? This guy might be a system player or something. I don't know. Now, since there's 7 players, let's do this math. One player fouls out, and then the other one has 2 players bump into each other, and they're too hurt to play. And now they have to play with 4 players. Ooh, but here's my thing though. Here's what's messing me up. I might be going wild here, but there are 8 players here, not including Josh, which gives us at least 9 players. At least 9. Larry left out of these 8 players, so that makes it 7. But that still should be 8 players. But not only, okay, I might be missing something. But it shouldn't have started with 7 players. On top of that, in addition to Josh, by the way, for this special tryout that happened mid-season, there were 9 players that tried out for the team. So I just do not see. It's just bad practice. To have a team with 7 players. To just have a team. And I know it's a movie. But the fact that it was like, oh, we have a special tryout. Look, at you telling me all of these players were just not good. They got it's a private tryout. It wasn't like an open to the school thing. They each got selected invites in their lockers, and we still ended up with a team of 7 people. Even in this picture, this was the first practice that Arthur Chaney took over. There are 10 players pictured here, and Larry leaves, and that makes it 9. Did I miss something? How did we end up with 7 players on the roster? How did we do? You know, I'm gonna try to rewatch that movie again. How did we end up with just 7 players on the roster? There are 9 players here and a dog. There are 10 players here. Anyway, Buddy somehow is like, I think they're hooping over there, and again joins the squad. Buddy is basically a superhero of this movie, because that is incredible tracking ability. Of course, they try to add into the team, and then there's no rule that says a dog can't play basketball, right? And, and Buddy's about to hoop. Let's see. Now, of course, we know we have a comeback on our hands, right? They get that second win. They start scoring and everything. I totally understand it, and what was it, a 16-point fourth quarter deficit? Look at the guy on defense. This is one of my favorite sports montages because, look at the pass. Dude, that's great play calling and great design right there. That's an Arthur Chaney special. So Larry gets mad and fouls Air Bud, and it's a 1-and-1. And of course, you know that our boy is clutch. He's too clutch for this, bro. They're down 4, by the way. And my boy hits them both. Ice cold, bro. Anyway, we get another last-second shot with Josh. And Larry's just about to reach and try to block him and whatnot, and Josh kind of just wide open, by the way. And what do you think happens? Of course, what do you think happened? Look at Josh right there. Look at that form. Look at that accuracy. This is for the state title, by the way. State title. And it's good. It's a sports movie. You're familiar. So I think the most interesting part of the movie is at the end, where Larry swallows his pride and is like, good game, man. Because he has to have it set in that he just lost to a team that had a dog. Larry's behavior has been pretty weird this entire movie, because it's like he had no reason to be mean to Josh. This entire movie, was he just the new kid? Because again, a lot of the build up to why Larry was mad at Josh was because of the fact that he was new. He didn't know that he could play basketball or not. He made fun of him before he became the manager. And then when he became the manager, got made fun of for being the manager. And then when he made the team, I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Anyway, if you thought this movie was over, we still have to settle something. The clown wants his dog back because he somehow figured out that they would be at the game. I don't know. I'm not gonna question that one either. So Clown wants his dog back, and instead of just like they go to court. No, I'm serious. They go to court. But here's my thing. We saw the clown vandalize property. We saw the clown do property damage, and instead of going to court for that, he's going to court for custody of a dog. And I feel like at any point in time, the kid can be like, "Hey, this man messed up a park. You should look into that." But no. So the clown shows up to court in the clown suit. Okay. Not a very smart clown here. So the thing that stands out to me is that this family is struggling to build a case that can hold up in court, because on the one hand, the clown's like, I got the papers. I know that they're chewed up and whatever, but they're officially papers. And then this family's just like, well, you're a meanie, and that's not gonna hold anyway. But then all of a sudden, the court is interrupted by Arthur Chaney, and he's like, why don't we let the dog decide? Dog is man's best friend.
They say a dog is man's best friend. If that's the case, shouldn't a dog be able to choose who he wants to be friends with?
And I'm just like, all right, this man just barged into a court with a suggestion, just interrupted proceedings and stuff. It just happens to turn out that the judge is a huge basketball fan and recognizes him and goes along with the plan. He's like, actually, this is not that bad. So they settle this outside the courthouse, where like Buddy has to like choose who he wants to live with, and obviously he doesn't choose the clown, and the clown causes too much of a ruckus and he gets arrested, but I don't think it's for the property damage. But I mean, I guess that's a conclusion. But yeah, that's the end of the movie. So overall, this movie is like not what I expected. I expected it to be a little bit more happier. I mean, we got a happy ending technically, but I wasn't expecting for there to be so much sadness surrounding the movie, where it's like the kid's dad died before the movie, and the dog was, but it makes sense in terms of like plot wise, like how that, but like I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know what I was expecting coming into this movie, but pleasantly surprised by watching Air Bud. I mean, it all checks out besides the missing teammates thing. But anyway, if you guys want me to review any other sports movies, feel free to let me know, and I will try to watch them for the first time, or if I've already seen them, I'll love to talk about them for sure. But other than that, have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. Bye.